Welcome, language explorers, to today's episode. We're diving into the wild, wobbly world of English pronunciation and accents. With me is Dr. Fona Tix, linguist extraordinaire. Dr. Tix, why does English pronunciation trip up so many brave souls?
Oh, it's a jungle out there, host. English pronunciation is like assembling IKEA furniture without instructions. Silent letters, odd stress patterns, and words like kernel that defy logic wonder learners feel like they need a decoder ring.
That makes sense. I mean, who decided night needed a silent K? Speaking of challenges, let's unpack what confuses people most.
Absolutely. Spoiler alert, vowels are the usual suspects. With over 20 vowel sounds but only 5 letters, English makes even Sudoku look easy. And don't get me started on the infamous th. It's the dental floss of pronunciation.
So, Dr. Tix, vowels are basically the plot twist in every sentence. Can you give us an example of their trickery?
Take read and read. Same spelling, different tenses, and even different sounds. Or how about cot and caught? In some regions, they're twins. Elsewhere, they're distant cousins who only meet at family reunions.
It's like vowels are playing hide and seek. How can learners navigate this vowel maze without losing their minds or accents?
Recording yourself can help. Compare your ship and sheep. If they sound like identical twins, it's time for vowel boot camp. Apps like Elsa Speak or just your phone's recorder can be your pronunciation GPS.
Let's shift gears to consonants. English seems obsessed with making our tongues do gymnastics. What gives?
Absolutely, host. The tooth sound alone has haunted more learners than pop quizzes. Many swap it for C or C, so 3 becomes Sri. It's no wonder some just avoid saying 33 altogether.
So true. And don't forget about and L. For some, rice and lice are less about food and more about confusion. Any tips for mastering these?
Try tongue twisters. Red lorry, yellow lorry is a classic. Slow it down, exaggerate the sounds, and soon your tongue will be as fit as a gymnast on Red Bull.
Moving on, English isn't just about the right sounds, it's about the right beats. Why does word stress matter?
Well, put the stress in the wrong spot, and suddenly, record the noun becomes record the verb. Listeners may think you're talking about music, not achievements. English is a drama. Queen intonation sets the mood, stress gives the punchlines.
So, English is basically a soap opera. Any practical ways to practice stress and intonation?
Absolutely. Shadow native speakers mimic their rhythm and flow, read poetry or lyrics aloud. The more dramatic, the better. Shakespeare would approve.
Now, let's address the elephant, or should I say, the Queen's English in the room. Is aiming for a native accent realistic or even necessary?
Unless you're auditioning for Downton Abbey, don't sweat it. Studies show intelligibility matters most. In fact, people with mild accents are often rated as more interesting and approachable. Who knew sounding unique could be a superpower?
So, perfection is overrated. That's a relief. Any advice for learners worried about their foreign accent?
Embrace it. Focus on making your message clear, not flawless. Even native speakers sound different. Just compare a Texan to a Londoner. Your accent tells your story, not your worth.
Let's talk about clarity. What are some quick wins for learners to boost their understandability?
Slow down. Seriously, if you speak like a Formula One car, even native listeners will need pit stops. Enunciate, pause between sentences, and remember confidence is more attractive than speed.
And don't forget about context. When in doubt, use gestures or write things down. Sometimes, a well-timed mime saves the day.
Exactly, and if all else fails, just smile. A study from Cambridge showed that smiling increases listener comprehension by 13%. So your grin is basically an extra syllable.
All right, time for some hands-on fun. What are your favorite pronunciation exercises for learners?
I'm a big fan of minimal pair street bat versus bet. Record yourself and play it back. Or challenge yourself with tongue twisters. She sells seashells is better than any gym membership for your mouth.
And don't forget shadowing. Listen to your favorite movie scene and repeat every word like you're auditioning for the sequel.
Bonus round. Try reading aloud to your pet. They won't judge your accent, and you'll get extra cuddles for effort.
Let's get digital. What tech tools can help learners level up their pronunciation game?
There's a treasure trove. Apps like Elsa Speak and SpeechLink give instant feedback. Even YouTube is gold search for pronunciation guides or karaoke tracks. And, of course, smart assistants like Siri or Alexa are always ready to judge politely, of course.
So basically, your phone is now your pocket pronunciation coach. Take that, awkward language labs of the past.
Exactly. And if your smart speaker misunderstands you, that's just more motivation to practice. Plus, it's cheaper than therapy.
We've all had those facepalm moments like ordering beach and getting a blank stare. Why are mistakes actually good for learning?
Because they stick. A 2022 study showed learners who laugh about their errors remember corrections better. Mistakes are like language tattoos, sometimes embarrassing, always unforgettable.
So, if you accidentally invite your friend to a sheet party, just roll with it and maybe offer a blanket.
Exactly. The best stories come from slip-ups. They make language learning memorable, and you'll have a great icebreaker for your next lesson.
English accents are everywhere from Mumbai to Melbourne. How can learners make sense of this accent kaleidoscope?
Exposure is key. Listen to accents from different regions through podcasts, movies, or news clips. The more accents you hear, the better your ears get at decoding them. Plus, you'll sound super cultured at dinner parties.
And don't be shy about asking people to repeat or slow down. Native speakers get tongue-tied too.
Exactly. English is a global patchwork. Every accent is a badge of honor, not a barrier. Celebrate the variety, it's the seasoning in the language stew.
As we wrap up this pronunciation roller coaster, Dr. Tix, what's your final advice for our listeners?
Practice a little every day, have fun with it, and remember your goal is communication, not perfection. Treat every conversation as a chance to improve, and don't let your accent hold you back.
So, to all our listeners, embrace your unique voice, keep laughing at those pronunciation fails, and remember every accent tells a story.
Exactly. And if all else fails, just say everything with confidence and maybe a British accent for extra flair. Cheers to clearer, happier English.
Welcome to Get Up and Go. Today we're tackling motivation, the magical unicorn that's supposed to drag us off the couch. Doctor Sparks, is motivation really all we need to go from Netflix binger to productivity ninja?
If only. Motivation is like that friend who promises to help you move but ghosts you on moving day. It's fleeting. Research from Stanford shows most people's motivation fizzles within 2 weeks of setting new goals, which is why New Year's resolutions are basically gym charity drives.
So, it's not just me. If motivation is unreliable, what's the secret sauce behind folks who actually stick with their goals?
Consistency, my friend. Think of motivation as the spark, but consistency is the engine. Or, as my grandma says, you can't bake a cake by staring at the oven. You have to keep adding ingredients.
All right, let's tackle the arch nemesis, procrastination. Why does my brain insist on cleaning the fridge when I should be working on my novel?
It's classic avoidance behavior. A 2022 study from the University of Calgary found procrastination is your brain's way of dodging discomfort. That's why we'd rather alphabetize our spice rack than face a blank Word doc.
So, what's a serial procrastinator to do? Any Jedi mind tricks that actually work?
Try the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. It's like sneaking broccoli into a brownie your brain barely notices, but you get the benefits.
Okay, let's say I want to start exercising, but the thought of running a marathon makes me want to nap. How can micro habits help me?
Tiny actions are key. The British Journal of Health Psychology found that starting with just a 5-minute walk increases the chance of sticking with a fitness goal by 60%. It's like building a castle with Legosone brick at a time. No moat required.
So, I don't need to buy Lycra and run up mountains on day one?
Nope. Start small. If you can floss one tooth, you can probably floss them all. Unless you're a shark, then maybe stick to one row.
Let's talk about setting up our spaces for success. Can my environment really influence my willpower? Or is that just an excuse for buying more motivational posters?
Environment is huge. A Cornell study showed people ate 30% more cookies when they were visible on the counter. Hide the cookies, put out Fruited's environmental manipulation without the evil villain laugh.
So, hiding my remote and putting sneakers by the door might finally get me to the gym?
That's the idea. Make good choices easier than bad ones. If you're trying to write more, keep your laptop open and Twitter closed, unless you're a professional meme curator.
Is it true that telling someone your goals makes you more likely to stick with them? Or is that just a clever way to drag friends into my fitness misery?
There's science there. A study in the American Society of Training and Development found people are 65% more likely to achieve a goal if they share it with someone. Add regular check-ins and it jumps to 95%. Guilt, humanity's oldest motivational tool.
So, getting a gym buddy is basically hiring a personal guilt consultant?
Exactly. And bonus points if your accountability partner is your grandma's got that look that says, "You skipped leg day, didn't you?"
Let's talk rewards. How do we celebrate progress without turning every achievement into a ticker tape parade?
Positive reinforcement works wonders, but moderation is key. A 2021 Harvard study found that rewarding yourself for small milestones, think coffee after a workout, not a new car, boosts dopamine and makes habits stick.
So, I shouldn't buy a yacht every time I do the laundry?
Only if you own a yacht dealership. Otherwise, keep rewards proportional. Your wall attend, your driveway will thank you.
What about staying inspired long term? My to-do list is ambitious, but somehow, so is my streaming queue.
Inspiration is fickle. Mixing up your routine helps renew workout playlists, change your study spot. A 2019 study showed novelty increases motivation by 47%. Or set theme days like Taco Tuesday, but for tasks.
So I can trick my brain into thinking chores are exciting?
Absolutely. If you can make folding laundry feel like a spy mission, you're basically living in an action movie. Cue dramatic soundtrack.
Visualization seems to get a lot of hype. Is picturing my future self ripped and rich actually helpful, or just a great way to daydream?
Science backs it up. Athletes use mental rehearsal to boost performance. A study from Cleveland Clinic found imagining exercising can increase muscle strength by 13%. Just don't expect six-pack abs from daydreaming alone.
So I should picture myself crushing my goals, but also, actually do stuff?
Exactly. Visualization is the trailer, action is the movie. Nobody wins an Oscar for thinking about it.
Let's face it, everyone slips up. How do we recover from setbacks without turning into motivational poster cliches?
Resilience is key. The American Psychological Association says reframing failure as feedback leads to greater long-term success. So, instead of "I failed," try "I just discovered a new way not to bake banana bread."
So, the next time my plan goes sideways, I should channel my inner scientist?
Exactly. Every flop is just data unless you're juggling chainsaws. Then maybe rethink your experiment.
To wrap up, what's your recipe for a motivation cocktail that keeps folks driven and consistent even when the going gets tough?
Mix a shot of micro habits, a splash of accountability, a twist of environment tweaks, and garnish with regular rewards. Stir well with self-compassion, because beating yourself up is not part of any healthy beverage.
Any last words for our self-improvement superheroes out there?
Remember, consistency beats intensity, and a sense of humor is your best workout buddy. Now go forth and conquer one tiny, ridiculous step at a time.